Hey guys, Ryan here, and today on Running with the Pack, I just got done watching the Federated Auto Parts 400 at Richmond Raceway. Of course, I was not able to be at the track, but this is my favorite racetrack, and tonight was another awesome race at Richmond. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are going to say, well, I'm going to say stuff about this race, but I'm going to go through kind of a lot of it. What I'm going to go through, I'm going to start by going through top finishers and the playoff drivers and how their nights have gone. And then I'm going to go into the actual racing product because this is my favorite track on the schedule. By far, I'm going to say by far, but the other short tracks are also really good. Um, but yeah, so let's see. So, of course, we had race winner and stage winner, MTJ. He has now swept the last two Richmond races after not having a short track win in his entire career to this point. So that is awesome for MTJ. Also, first time he has won back-to-back races. He won Las Vegas last week. He came in, won Richmond this week. To be honest, Toyota dominated this entire weekend between between oh between Christopher Bell yesterday absolutely dominating the Xfinity race. Kyle Busch and MTJ, I think together they led almost. Let's see, yeah, combined they led over 300 laps of this race between Kyle Busch and MTJ, which that is a remarkable stat to have done. And all four Joe Gibbs drivers finished 1, 2, 3, 4, which is outstanding for, to be honest, an organization that's been so dominant but has had like different streaks where Kyle Busch had his streak really early in the season. Then MTJ, kind of as Kyle's streak was cooling off, he hit his stride with Richmond, Dover, Sonoma, and went off and rattled off his 4 wins. Then and kind of all throughout that, Denny Hamlin had been clicking off a few wins here and there. And then out of nowhere at Darlington, Eric Jones showed up and had the speed to get it done. So all four drivers have won this year. All three drivers, not counting Kyle Busch, have won since Kyle Busch's last win. And now Kyle Busch is 14 races in a row without a win, but he won the second stage, but he also got second place in the race, and I'm sure this is not going to help him going into the Roval. I think he, though, is going to I think he's going to absolutely go for it at the Roval because he's got nothing to lose. He is locked into the next round on points, barring some kind of penalty because I am doing this right after the race. Denny Hamlin, Eric Jones also rounding out your top four with Joe Gibbs Racing. I kind of already talked about their seasons so far. They are pretty much, I'd say, Denny Hamlin's pretty much a lock for the next round. Eric Jones did everything he needed to today. He told everybody he didn't need a win, and he proved it by not needing a win. He is now single digits from the next round of the playoffs. Brad Keselowski, Ryan Newman, Kyle Larson, kind of some other guys, just kind of workman-like days where Keselowski did what he needed to do. He is now all but locked in. I mean, as long as he doesn't have an early wreck that completely knocks him out of the race and has someone else and have just everybody else finish really, really well in like a perfect order, he is pretty much locked in. Ryan Newman, he is now above the cut line, which is something I don't think anybody really expected when he narrowly got his way in to the playoffs over Daniel Suarez. But now Newman's looking like you could make it to the round of 12, and this is shaping up even more like the 2014 season when Newman edged his way all the way to that championship 4 and came up just short at Homestead. But I mean, how much is he willing to put on the line to get back there with another shot, and this time maybe just knock the other guy out of the way to get the win at Homestead, or just completely wreck him to keep him from winning. Larson did what he needed to do, built up a bit more of a points gap. I believe he's now like 25, 26 points above the cut line. Of course, some of these I haven't seen. I haven't seen the updated points as they run or like as they finished. And of course, inspection could still mess up some of these things. We haven't seen any inspection issues in the Cup Series this year, but it's still there as a possibility. Um, then we saw Kevin Harvick, Clint Boyer, both kind of just having consistent days. I feel like that's good enough for them to both make it to the next round. Of course, Harvick is locked in now, just on points. And Clint Boyer, he needs a solid day at Roval. Like, he does not need a catastrophe, basically. He just needs a solid day at Roval, a pretty solid day. I'd say top 10 is right about where he needs to finish, but he doesn't need to lay it all on the line to win, like what Jimmy Johnson did last year, laying it all on the line to win and lost his shot at the championship because of it. I still think he did the right move there, but feel free to argue that one. Boyer and Suarez as well. They actually mentioned that they are both still unsigned. I think it's likely they could both be gone from Stewart-Haas Racing next year. I mean, I've heard from people saying like, "Oh, Custer going to the 41," but I've also heard that maybe Boyer also gets replaced there if they can get their hands on another driver. I mean, I've had people tell me Reddick, but with Reddick now, I think he's actually been confirmed that he's going to the 8 car after Hemrick. I'm pretty sure I heard that was confirmed according to I think it was Bob Pockris or Jeff Gluck or someone. I actually said that it was confirmed. But then Jimmy Johnson missed the playoffs, had a 11th place run. Awesome day for Jimmy Johnson. Joey Logano, talk about recovery. He went 2 laps down early in this race, battled back to a 12th place finish, and hey, wait a minute. What? No, this can't be right. Bubba Wallace, 13th? Hey, congrats to Bubba. Another great run. Backing up after Indianapolis, he now got a 13th place finish and the last car on the lead lap. So, yeah, I guess Bubba Wallace, he made it to the end of the race on the lead lap. I mean, I remember watching him battle it out, but I thought that was for like going 2 laps down there with Bubba and Truex there at the end. But yeah, so, good job to Bubba Wallace. Then we had guys like Chase for playoff guys outside that were off the lead lap. Chase Elliott, I feel like he's just kind of doing what he needs to. He's a good road course racer. He's proven that at the Glen the last 2 times they've gone there. I think he can do well enough at Roval. He's pretty much guaranteed to be through based on that kind of performance. Almirola, Blaney, and Kurt Busch. These guys are going to be biting their nails going down the final lap set, going through the final lap set, Roval. I believe Blaney is the best of them. I think he's like 4 points above. Almirola's about 1 or 2 points above the cut line. And then Kurt Busch is about 10 points below the cut line. He needs a great day or a win. Of course, he isn't in a must win, but he very well, if a win would guarantee it, but a top 5 might get it done. Alex Bowman and William Byron both 4 laps down at the end of this thing. Pretty bad day for both of them. I think they're both just trying to get onto it at Roval, but there are again 2 more guys that are going to be right on that cut line. Bowman, I believe, is 2 points above, or no, Bowman's 2 points below. Byron's is tied with Almirola 2 points above. But yeah, I think that's all the notable finishers from this race. Now let's get down to this racing. We saw it at multiple points throughout this race. We saw guys ducking and making it 3 wide. Even I think I remember at one point there the leader was 4 wide, and that's just because this track has all this kind of racing room that you can make it work. Now, I know I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, Richmond, it's the third best of the short tracks. Like, it's the worst of the short tracks. And I think nights like tonight, I think should be seen as a great highlight. I mean, earlier in the spring, it was awesome to see that duel at the end. Sure, this year we didn't have the dramatic, or this, I say this year, this race, we didn't have that dramatic beating and banging finish, or even just kind of bumping on the back bumper, because Logano really didn't get a shot at him in the spring race. But all throughout the race, you saw the leader was never really, like, once the leader hit lap traffic, sure, it would slow him down, but it was all about how to navigate traffic. And you could see that the leader could navigate traffic by going up a lane, down a lane, up 2 lanes, potentially, if he needed to. There was room for lap traffic to get out of the way without ruining their lap. Even if lap cars are battling for position, they were able to make a hole for the leader without being in the way. Something that didn't end up happening at Las Vegas something that was vocalized all week about, like, oh, lap cars in the way. And at a more compact short track, it just felt like they had more raceable lanes, to the point where the lap cars could create holes, and that the leaders could get their way through the lap traffic if they needed to in a fairly efficient manner, which I love it when now I personally don't like it when the lap traffic causes issues with the leader, like if a lap car blows a tire and hits the leader or something, or even like what happened with Ricky Stenhouse Jr. if he did end up getting into him, because I still have yet to see the replay. I don't think he hit him, but it looked like it might have been a wheel hop situation or something for MTJ, because MTJ actually spun late in this race, bringing out a caution, only dropped to like second or third, was able to was able to pit under the caution along with everybody else, come out roundabout in the top 4, and was able to drive back to the front and win this thing. So, spin and win for Truex. I mean, that shows that you can recover. I mean, guys like Logano went 2 laps down. Guys like MTJ, he spun. He got spun. Or he spun out. Whether or not you blame Stenhouse on that one or not, I mean, I've heard a lot of people saying it was Stenhouse. I don't personally think that Stenhouse hit him. At least not. And if so, I mean, that's pretty much short track racing. Like, a lap, like, you're going to have people getting into your bumper, especially when he's for the lead lap position. But also, I mean, you had MTJ. He was able to come down and pass Kyle Busch on a green flag run to cement the win. You had guys like Logano. I mean, for the most part, I don't remember him actually getting a free pass at any point to get those 2 laps. Oh, wait, no, he did get 1 free pass, but still, he drove through the field to get back to that position, and that was an awesome recovery drive, and something I don't think you would have seen at most other tracks. I mean, there aren't many tracks you can actually have a car that is good enough to drive your way through the field and get to the win. And I really want to go to a race at this track at some point in the near future. Hopefully, maybe spring next year. But yeah, but that's a lot of what I wanted to talk about with this race. I just wanted to talk about how I love the fact that there's multi-lane racing and that the lanes are fairly even. Like you can move up the track and be fairly quick. I mean, we even saw it in the battle when Kyle Busch and MTJ were going for it. I mean, they were going high, one would go high one lane, the other would go low. I mean, MTJ had the better race car there, and he was able to gain on Kyle Busch regardless if they both went high, if they both went low. If Kyle went low, MTJ went high. MTJ went low, Kyle went high. And you could just gain time and have a good lap anywhere around there. And even in the lap traffic, you could still work your way around the lap traffic fairly effortlessly, which I think that shows that this package works at tracks like Richmond, but I don't think the package necessarily works at every track. So I think there's still revisions that need to be made to the package, but I think they need to decide whether they want one standardized package or multiple different packages. Of course, 750 horsepower at this race definitely, I think, helped out with some of the like getting back to the gas and whatnot, and the amount of like lifting and braking pressure that they had to use. But yeah, so hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know how you guys enjoyed this race in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys all for watching. If you guys want to support the channel, there are some links down below in the description. Liking the video, though, sharing it with all your friends really helps promotion of videos. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!